Welcome to Soft Speak's Camp Kitchen. One of the meals we like to make when we're camping is gourmet cheese sandwiches. By gourmet, I mean we use more than just American cheese and 2 slices of bread. We use a combination of cheeses as well as other ingredients. Now I'm cutting up some butter that will be on the outside of the sandwich. It'll give it a nice buttery taste. I'm using sourdough bread rather than regular sandwich bread because I like the taste of it. So now I just need to find the right size slices for 2 sandwiches. Unfortunately, the butter is it's a bit too cold. I needed to let it set out, so I'm just going to put some on top, and then I'll put some wax paper over it to let it continue to soften so that I can spread it properly.
The butter wasn't ready, so we have to spread it around. This is going to be on the outside, so it's going to be the part that's grilled basically. So the butter needs to be spreadable. I have plastic here, actually wax paper, to be able to so we've got all but one of them ready. This is the butter. I had to wait for it to melt because we want to spread it, and this goes on the outside. This is the part that's going to be on the pan. So, now we can flip it over.
If you're wondering what's on those little ramekin things, I've got some garlic aioli, which I bought at the store, and I minced up some jalapeno. I did that before we left on the trip.
And I'm going to put a little bit of garlic aioli on it, just for a little.
The garlic aioli adds moisture to the bread and gives it a nice garlic flavor.
So the next thing is start with the cheeses. And this is the
So now we're going to start putting the cheese. We're going to start with the brie. I had cut it up into little pieces, and now I'm going to tear it up in smaller pieces, and I'm going to add it to the bread.
It goes on one slice. So these two go together, and these two go together. So we don't need it on both. We just need it.
Now the brie is a good choice for something creamy. We like to do a contrast, so I'll put some creamy brie and some sharp Gruyere cheese.
And I let it get softened.
So like the butter, I had set out the brie so that it would soften as well. The softer it is, of course, it's going to melt quicker. And what'll happen is when it starts melting, it'll be all gooey and very, very yummy.
The next is the Gruyere. The brie is a creamy cheese, and the Gruyere is a sharp cheese. And I let that warm up a little too. Next, I'm going to add some. This gives me like a little kick. Just a little bit jalapeno, minced.
It also makes a nice color. The green kind of pops out a little bit. So the sandwiches aren't strictly cheese, but they're mostly cheese. The cheese is the main ingredient, of course.
I don't want to put too much. I don't want it too hot. Then we have a little bit of onion. Sliced sweet onion. I don't know if it's Vidalia or not, but it's kind of Vidalia-like. Sliced.
Just to give it a nice sweet onion flavor.
It's a little thick. I want it kind of thin. We get enough thin in here. So, put a little bit more here if we want to. Plenty of it. And we're not going to cook it right away. I'm going to put some weight on it again to let it kind of.
So you can see it's kind of piled on high. So I kind of want it to flatten up a little bit. So I'm going to put the bread back together, and I'm going to put the wax paper on it, and then I'll put some stuff to weigh it down so that it'll flatten a little bit, so it's easier to handle when I put it in the pan.
This is heavier. Okay. And we just add some little bacon on top. Because bacon and cheese goes really well together. Alright. This one. Alright. And even let it set.
So we're cooking on a steel pan. It's a large steel cast iron type pan, and we usually cook on a camp stove. Our teardrop does have a stove, but it's real small. It's too small for this kind of cooking. And the first flip over. Well, it looks like I burnt it, but not really. It's just the butter. And you can see the cheese is already oozing out of it. Ah, yeah, that's good stuff. And by now I'm already starting to get hungry. So this is kind of driving me crazy. Make sure that it's not too hot. Don't want to be burning it.
That's the one you want, right?
It does look good.
Yeah, they do look good.
I'm just putting it on a plate for support. I'll just let it rest. It's hard, it's kind of sizzling. Probably too hot, it's probably like lava right now.
And it's time to take a slice. So, I think I'm going to take the smaller one.
You got cheese on the top.
That looks good.
And do it straight or sideways? What do you think? I think sideways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure it stays warm. I'll put it back in here and then on the plate. Yeah, I'll take this sandwich. There we go.
And there you go, a delicious grilled cheese sandwich. Well, thank you for watching our video.